Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly reading for August 11th to the 17th. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in, Pisces. You know what I'm going to say. We need to talk. You've been going through some things, and I'm going to tell you some other things. This is going to be a really big week for you. And you know you're my secret crush. So I give you a little extra, and I'm going to give you a little extra here. But I want you to know, first things first, is that, July, August has been a little bit bonkers. And the good news is when we get to this week, you will have passed the two most challenging aspects of the month, right? Venus square Saturn and Neptune that happened on the first weekend of August. And then Mars opposite Saturn, which is actually happening over this weekend. So you may still feel that, but the first one, that really had an impact on your finances, likely relationships, for sure. Maybe something impacting your self-worth, self-value. Don't forget, you've got the South Node in Virgo, North Node in your sign. You've been going through some relationships, partnerships. You're changing. There's a new you. Maybe the way that you see relationships, maybe the way that your relationships are changing. But we'll talk about that. Just know that you've gone past it. Here's your reward. The luckiest week with Venus conjunct Jupiter. I'm going to tell you something about that too. Oh my goodness. This is probably the best one for you in years, okay? This one's absolutely amazing. So I want you to look forward to it. And remember that Mars is officially in Libra. And so I know I dropped these forecasts a little bit a few days before the actual week. A lot of y'all watching this may be approaching the weekend where it is the most bonkers weekend of the month. Remember, we have a full moon in Aquarius surrounded by Mars opposite Saturn and Neptune, your modern ruler. We have Mars trine Pluto. We have Mars sextile Uranus. We have so much happening that weekend. So go back to your August forecast on what you can expect. And the second thing is, I do want to thank you so much for all your patience and all your kind comments and messages. As it's been, last week was the first week since I launched this channel 3 years ago. It was the first week that I wasn't able to do your weekly forecast. Okay. And a lot of y'all know what I've been going through. I'm calling it my Uranus on my ascendant vortex. But I'm still in physical therapy. Ruby's still in physical therapy. Uranus came for my mind. It came for everything. My mind, my body. It came for my spirit. It didn't get my spirit, okay? But it did come from my computer. So you're one of the first signs that I'm using the new computer and because my computer broke. So everything's been leading up to these big breakthroughs that I'm excited for. All right. And remember, Mercury is retrograde as I film this, and you may be experiencing that as well. So a lot of y'all are returning to possibly like going back to project assignments that are coming up that maybe you put to the side, colleagues, employees, maybe coming back, surfacing up. There may be some things that you're going through, but look at the last live stream that I did where I talked about Venus square Saturn and what happened to me. And so, be very mindful of some things that, fraud is a big thing, but anyway, you're past it now. So you may have had some experiences and listen, last week I even though I wasn't able to do your weekly forecast, which that's up to 20 hours a week for me to do because I do your bonus spreads as well. I didn't want to leave you hanging, so I did those. I brought guests on, okay, and so with my friends S.J. Anderson, Christian Klausner, they're astrologers, and we broke those aspects down sign by sign. So if you haven't seen them, I'll leave them at the end of the video or in the description box because they're still playing out. Okay? You're gonna and for a longer period of time. All right. So just be mindful of that. And so the biggest thing is this Venus Jupiter conjunction. And for you, it's not only this. You have Juno, we have Venus, and we have the North Node in your sign activated strongly this week. So you can expect destined, fated moments when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love and contracts and karma, and we'll talk about those. You're going through a lot, Pisces, so I'm here for you. I got you. And yeah, your North Node is activated throughout the year, but all the time, but this is a big one. This is a big week. And so just remember, you're still under the influence of the full moon in Aquarius that just happened, okay? And so you're going through radical change. You are definitely going through big change, and a lot of it's going to be gradual. And I explained this in your monthly forecast. I may have explained it last month too, but remember, you got Mercury. We're in Leo season. This Leo story is not done for you in your 6th house of work and health. Not done. All right. We'll talk about that. That's going to continue on. This Aquarius story, the full moon in Aquarius that you're experiencing right now, not done. Okay. Remember what I've been telling you for many months now. Take inspired action, put yourself where you want to be by February 2026. Do it now. This is the month. You got to take that action, okay? And you're probably getting glimpses right now of where you will be by February 2026 and beyond. Remember, North Node's leaving your sign. South Node's leaving Virgo. It's moving into Aquarius Leo. So once again, pay big attention to what you do and what happens this month. Yeah? And remember the air trine that we have with Mars is officially in Libra. Pisces, that's your 8th house. So you have this grand air trine with Mars in Libra, Uranus in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius. That's wealth building. That's partnership building. 8th house is death and rebirth. It's your personal transformation. You're going to be going through that for months now with Mars in Libra. And Libra, there's that karmic energy that it brings. And you got the North Node in your sign. Big change for Pisces happening right now. All right. So you're going to feel a lot of stimulation this week. Okay, Pisces. And you've probably had some moments with home and family. All right. Remember, Uranus and Gemini is in your 4th house now. So your domestic sector. And, every time I have a chance to tell you, I'll tell you. Yeah, I have a very close friend who's a Pisces who doesn't watch my forecast, but I told him a few weeks ago, there's going to be something. I was looking at his chart and I was like, yeah, there's something that's going to happen with your apartment here. What are your plans? And he's like, no, I'm staying and everything's fine. I'm like, okay, it's Uranus though. And so just a few days later, he got a call from the owner of the apartment that he lives in saying he has 1 month left and he's got to find a new place. So that's what I'm saying. Uranus can come in hard sometimes. And you saw Uranus literally be in my 1st house beating up my body. So anyway, but again, it's now great stuff. Now you're moving into all this great energy. Monday, August 11th, you got Saturn sextile Uranus. Remember, this is fire and air. I told you this is going to be a month. Yeah, this is happening at 1 degree, the degree of new beginnings. And so, wow, remember, sextiles are actually windows of opportunity to help you thrive and prosper, not only all month, for years. For years. Remember, this is happening for years. You already got your feet in the water. You already got your toes dipped in this. Remember, it's been happening for a little bit, and it's happening for years, but it has the peaks. And this is the first big peak. We have not had this since 1996. Since I saw people running on a track and field in Atlanta for the Olympics. Yeah, that's where I'm from. I told y'all. But, and here's the thing. I do want you to think about 1996. Because what happened there? Venus squared Saturn in Aries. So truly there may be some echoes of what even 1997. But think of 1996. All right? Just, if you can think that far back. Again, something with money, finances, maybe even relationships around that time for you. All right. But this is an amazing sextile. And this is, again, one of the reasons why, sure, my friend found out he had to move out. My Pisces friend, he had a month. But whoa, the place that he found. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So things happen for a reason, and yeah, it moves you in the direction you need to go, but you got to take that inspired action, and you got to make sure that, you know, you're always seeing the brighter side of things, okay? And as you know, Saturn sextile Uranus is part of that rare grand trine that we've been talking about, that prison portal. You know, Saturn conjunct Neptune. Again, your modern ruler in Aries, which, by the way, is at the apex. It's at 1 degree too. It's strong. So you're moving into this new you. It's official. It's official. A lot of changes with finances, money, things that you value, material possessions, even self-worth and self-value. You have, this is your empowerment moment, that spiritual warrior that I talked about, because Saturn's going to test you. And Saturn's going to test you in a big way this month. And then remember, next month, September 1st, Saturn moves back into your sign. So when I say you got this, you do got this, okay? You have to believe in yourself. It's all about that self-belief, self-worth, self-value. I've told you this. And, you know, Saturn natively rules your 11th, your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, and dreams. Put yourself on that timeline now. Take that action now, Pisces, okay? Because this prism portal, remember, it's sextile Uranus, and it's sextile Pluto, and Uranus is trining Pluto. So there's your pyramid, yeah? And again, it's for you. These are great aspects, but they are aspects that we have never experienced in modern human history. So there's a lot of like, what is going to come next, right? So have that self-belief and create your reality, because you can. You can, okay? This is what happens when you see the light. This is when it's like, you know, it's early in the morning here. You're the first sign I'm starting with this morning. So, just a real quickie. Everything that's happening this month is going to be Saturn testing your self-worth. Yeah. What is your reality? Saturn's reality checks. Yeah. So that's why you really, really want to take this time, this opportunity to continue to move forward in the direction that you want to go, with new structured change, new breakthroughs, your great awakening. That's what everything happening is right now is for. And remember, Saturn is retrograde, so it's all about you, inside you, developing that inner wisdom, that great discipline and authority, recognizing any limitations you may be putting on yourself. That's got to go. Yeah, that's got to go, because it's all about like the changes that you're making for you. When I say you're creating this new world for you, it's got to be new. That is the key word. Out with the old, in with the new. I've been telling you that for months. For months. You're going to have big change. You have a lunar eclipse in your sign in a few weeks from now, Pisces. I'm trying to get you prepared. So confidence, right? Confidence, and knowing that this is all about breaking free, all right? Freeing your mind with Uranus and Gemini. So you are having, and Saturn in Aries, mastery of self. This is all about you being your authentic self. So do not resist the change. You can't hold on to the past anymore either. That's what all these aspects are saying. They're creating a new world, and you're moving into it. And it is this beautiful new world, this new era, this new earth, this new you. Okay? Make it happen. Make it happen. Make those adjustments. But it starts with that self-belief and that confidence, all right? And on Monday, hey, the moon will conjunct the north node in your sign. So you're going to have a big moment of clarity on Monday, and a good one. So just trust your intuition. You're going to be fine. You're going to see your path a lot more clearly. Tuesday, this is it. We come to Venus conjuncting Jupiter. Wow. All right. So this is our annual gift from the universe. Happens once a year. Yeah. And I want you to see it as a seeding point for what's going to happen for the next year for you from this moment forward. All right. I talked about this at length in your monthly forecast. So I'm just going to tell you two things here that I want you to take away. One, we didn't have any Jupiter aspects last month. Jupiter's your ruler. Yeah, your traditional ruler. And 12 years ago, because remember, it's a cycle. We're talking about cycles here, but in 2013, we didn't have Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. Yeah. And why is that a big deal? Because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. And so everybody, every sign benefits in this humongous way, in this enormous way. What we did have, because it skipped over it, it's a story. It's a story, but we'll. I talked about my last live stream if you want to know why. But because of that, I want you to think about 2001 to 2003 when we had Jupiter conjunct Venus in Cancer. Okay, and Cancer rules your fifth house. So Pisces, out of all the signs, you get it in your fifth house. The fifth house is the house of pleasure and joy and romance and true love. While you're meeting your soulmates this year, maybe even on the day, because I'm about to do something crazy, crazy good. And then fifth house is also family and children. It's procreation. A lot of y'all are going to be having kids or grandkids are entering the picture. The biggest thing that a lot, just reading your comments, creative projects. This is the fifth house. So I want you to think love, romance, children and family, creativity, self-expression, recreation as well. This is fun. It's a house of pleasure. So here's the kicker. I told you it's going to be for a year. You see it play out for a year. Well, in August 2026, it's going to happen again. So it actually skips Leo, and it happens and it's because of there's retrogrades. There's a lot of things that explain it, but this is a 2-year gift. This is a 2-year manifestation for you in your fifth house, Pisces. So when I say you have a lot to look forward to, buckle up. You about to have more fun than, clowns on a trampoline. This has got to be your knockout. This is it. This is it. Okay. And remember, conjunctions are already strong. Yeah. They're already strong. It's the only conjunction in August. But what else makes this enormously special is the fact that it's actually a triple conjunction because it's Venus, Jupiter, and the fixed star Sirius. Now, we talk about the fixed stars, lunations, planetoids, asteroids, all in the second spread. Because when you see, I even did a whole week of showing you how it's almost like the other half of what's happening with the planetary aspects. The fixed star Sirius is the wealth star, the fame and success, and it's all aligning at 14 degrees. So what are the chances? 14, 1 plus 4 equals 5. It is your fifth house. I really love that. But the fact that Jupiter is your ruler, this has a huge impact on you. All right. Your traditional ruler. And so, a lot of spiritual growth here. A lot of spiritual growth. It's a triple jackpot that you've got because you got Venus and Jupiter. That's love. That's relationships. That's abundance. That's good fortune, expansion, wisdom, and blessings in your fifth house of true love. But I told you Jupiter's exalted in Cancer where it does its best for you. This is prosperity. This is lucky breaks. Jupiter's luck. And there's a lot of home and family energy happening for you right now. Big time. Okay. And finances. I told you about that. Okay. What did I just say? Sirius is a wealth star. Yeah. Venus is money. Jupiter expands. Jupiter's profit. This is enormously special. This is a really big, great time for you. And there's very, very, very likely that, there may be marriage. A lot of y'all getting married. It's written in the stars. And I'm being serious about Sirius. About, Sirius. And that's Sirius wealth. Sirius is wealth. Sirius wealth. Anyway. The reason why I'm bringing up, and second marriage too, maybe a possibility. And remember, I said creative projects. Yeah, that could be launching a podcast or, book publishing because it brings in your ninth house. And the reason why is because Juno, I told you, is highly active this week too. And Juno is in Scorpio in your ninth house of higher mind, higher education, your philosophy, your perspective on things. And Juno, Jupiter's wife, right? Zeus's wife, really active. We'll talk about it later, but you just do not. We're lucky to experience something like this, is all I'm saying. It's luxury, it's sensuality, it's pleasures, it's. Again, consider it a seeding point, and I really want you to take advantage of this. I really, really want you to set intentions, put your energy out there. You know about frequency. I've talked to you about frequency. This is high frequency. You've got to plant those seeds, and a lot of y'all are going to see things on the day. A lot of y'all are going to see things roll out maybe within a week. Some of y'all are going to see things emerging. You know, it all depends on your chart and your frequency. But here's we'll talk about it more later in the second spread. If you are a cross watcher, by the way, if you watch for your rising, your moon, or for your, sister, Jessica, or I don't know, your husband, Carlos, it doesn't matter. All the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, they're going to feel this the most. If you know your birth chart, your natal chart, if you have any planets in any of those signs that I just mentioned between 12 to 16 degrees, you're going to feel it the most. All right. And the same day you see Mercury goes direct. So what a day. What a lucky day. Mercury goes direct in Leo at 4 degrees. So now you're getting a lot of clarity, and everything is becoming a lot more clear. And there's a lot of movement now, fast movement. If there's been a lot of things that had to do with colleagues, employees, work, things you were getting, there were bottlenecks, there was confusion, there were moments where you're like, whoa, what's going on? Same thing with health. Right? Leo rules your 6. Okay. You got the South Node in Virgo that, natively rules your 6. So health matters. Keep that in mind. There's got to be, now there's movement. Okay. And I do want you to think about December 19th to the 25th, right? Remember, I told you this Leo story for you is not done. It's a big highlight for what you can expect next year. Big highlight, because Mercury moved into Leo in June. That's a long time, because Mercury's going to be here till September 1st. That's a long time for Mercury to be in, right? Because of the retrograde. But we have the sun in Leo. We have the new moon in Leo. And back in December 19th, the 25th, we had Mars retrograde in Leo at 4 degrees. I also want you to think of April 28th to the 30th. Mars went direct in Leo. Okay? At 4 degrees. And so what does that mean? Mercury is picking up those vibrations of what Mars couldn't deliver in your 6th house of everyday activities in your lifestyle and work and colleagues, employees, and your responsibilities when it comes to work and things that have to do with the workspace and health. Okay? You're going to see movement in a big way. All right? So, and don't forget at the end of the month, when Mercury leaves Leo, Venus is going to move into Leo. So throughout September. So again, this Leo story, really long. See what happens. All right. A lot of you are going to be correcting course. And, 4 degrees, by the way, is a Cancer degree, cardinal degree, initiator degree. Yeah. But 4 is all about stability, foundation, even nurturing. But if you want to think about like Pythagoras, let's go way back. Okay. 4 was the order of the universe. And of course, the moon rules Cancer, and there's 4 phases of the moon. And so the North Node, right? It's a point in the sky, the moon. Like, there's a lot of synchronotic moments that are going to happen for you this week with the North Node so activated. In fact, if you are here for money, by the way, Tuesday and Wednesday, you do have the moon in Aries. Pay attention to Wednesday when the sun will trine the moon, okay? Because that hits your 6th house of work and profession and things like that, like work matters, and your 2nd house of money. So there may be some movement here because this is very optimistic and it's very spirited, very entrepreneurial, that go-getter energy. And it is a great indicator of opportunities, especially with the sun and its domicile in Leo. Okay. That's fiery. You got this, moon in Aries. It's fiery. And by the way, I talked about Juno. Here's the thing. You've got Mars and Libra in your 8th house. Remember, wealth building, relationship building. You're focused on that, yeah? And your personal transformation. But you've got Juno in Scorpio in your 9th. Juno is going to trine the North Node in your sign all week. but really strongly the first half. We'll talk about the second spread. Juno, all about the truth and justice and equality and balance of power in marriage and relationships and your, like business partners and contracts and things like that. But she's in your ninth house, which has to do with the courts and legal matters. So it looks like y'all may be, there may be some marriage stuff and starting, I don't know, S corps, because also Juno will widely trine Venus and Jupiter as well, and Sirius. Now Thursday, August 14th, you got Mercury in Leo, sextile Mars in Libra at 4 degrees. Super rare. Okay. Again, I talk about this more in your monthly forecast or, August forecast. Just remember, these two planets move really fast. I told you when Mercury goes direct, it's going to be like a bullet train. Why? It's going to go fast. So that 4 degree point, really strong. That's why I brought up those former dates. Okay. And all the 4 degrees this week, because Mercury's going to be kind of like hovering at that 4 degree point for many days. And when Mercury sextile Mars, remember, quick. All right. Fast. You feel it for like a day and a half. It's a sextile, another window of opportunity here because of Mercury's orbit. You're not only going to have the perfection on this day, you're going to have it on August 18th as well, meaning Mercury and Mars are traveling together for about 10 days. So you got this sextile, this window of opportunity that you normally only get once a year for about a day and a half. You have it for 10 days. You got to take advantage of this. This is a lot of change that you are going to have and go through with your daily activities and work. It's just, I see what's going on for you. It's got to be a thing. Got to be a thing. All right? And there may be something here with inheritance and investments and bonuses, commissions, and paying like taxes and things like that. Things like that. All right? There just may be something here. There may be something here with joint bank accounts. Mercury's fast. Mercury's direct, fast. You're going to hit the ground running. Mercury's Hermes, right? The messenger, the mind. You're going to be getting messages, but it's really more about that communication. But you've got Mercury and Leo. So there also is going to be really big emphasis on your creative projects and love and letting your authentic self shine and showing it to people, because this is a very social aspect. And this is where you may have a big focus on marriage and partnerships and contracts and negotiations and writing projects and pitching and flirting and networking, because you're going to feel this drive, this purpose, being persuasive, being very direct and honest with Mars and Libra. That's deep for you. It's your 8th house. You're going to feel this in your bones, and you're going to be funny, Pisces. You're going to be funny. Okay. You're going to tell some fun jokes and everyone's going to laugh. That's Mercury sextile Mars. A lot of people, by the way, a lot of comedians actually have this in their charts. It's really, it's fun and interesting, but use it. Use humor in the workspace to get what you need, to get what you want, to move forward, to move the needle forward, because it's happening a lot in your workspace and health. Okay. So make, I don't know, a nurse laugh about something. There may be something here with nurses or doctors, or maybe you are one, but there's something amplified here. Just remember to be social. Now, who's going to feel this the most? It's going to be the air signs, fire signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now, if you know your natal chart, if you have any planets between 2 to 6 degrees in any of those signs, there you go. You feel it the most. Now, Friday, August 15th, look at that. You got Venus in Cancer trining the North Node in your sign. But this is different. Okay? This is, remember last month, Venus squared the nodes? Well, she felt bad. And now she's doing something amazing for you. This is what we call a nodal channel, where Venus is going to trine the North Node, sextile the South Node, 18 degrees. What makes this even more special is that the moon will be in Taurus this day. All right. What does that mean? It means Jupiter, exalted in Cancer, is going to sextile the moon, exalted in Taurus. Venus is Taurus's ruler, right? And so because of what's happening, right, Venus will also sextile the moon, exalted in Taurus. So truly something destined here for you. This is North Node's in your sign. I mean, I can't even, Venus and Cancer in your 5th house of true love, soulmate energy, of family, of children, of having children, of creative projects, the birth of creative projects, or some movement and some creative work that you've been doing. And this is going to hit all the modalities. Yeah. Everyone's going to feel this. especially you. Okay, you're at the top. Oh my gosh, you hear the church bells? Yep, there's your sign. There's your sign. All right, so you see, I got a bigger whiteboard too, by the way. Yeah, I talk about you. You got Uranus on the ascendant. All right, and Gemini, communication and writing, and changes, and yeah, Great Awakener. There you go. It's now serving. It's now open, and I will be doing a live stream walking you through it. I'm very excited. This is a months long project in the works where now that Mercury's gone direct, I will talk more about it, and yeah. It should launch around August 12th. So, Pisces, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you for August 11th to the 17th for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay, Pisces, how are y'all doing? Y'all had some moment. Oh gosh, I was on a call earlier. Okay. Happy Mercury retrograde. I'm filming this while Mercury's retrograde. I do a traditional cult across spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Pisces. And, you know, for a weekly reading, yeah, big. The cult across. And then, what else? Oh, I was going to say, I love y'all. Pisces, y'all are amazing. I love my Pisces. I got a lot of stories to tell y'all about my Pisces friends. And I want to hear from you, too. I honestly want to hear from you. I want to know what's going on. Yeah? You're going through some big changes. All right. This is going to be a big week for you. This is going to be a big week for you. Pisces, we're going to have to... when I said from the very beginning, let's talk, and this is one of the luckiest weeks for you, and I said, see it as a seeding point. This is me banging my fist on the table to get your attention and saying, okay, because you got the Hierophant. Great. You know, what's really interesting, if you are a cross watcher, you know that he's been coming out a lot. And I told you that Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries is really strong right now. And both planets are retrograde. So it's you going within, right? To become that spiritual leader. There you go. There you go. Really love this. You got things to say, and you're feeling it because the North Node is activated this week, okay? Very spiritual. Moon in your sign. Very spiritual. Emotions, feelings, the subconscious, love, family, all of that. But there's something here really divine. And again, it just seems like you're putting things in order now because you felt something, or moving into this weekend, you will, especially with that full moon in Aquarius. That's in your 12th house, your home. 12th house, there, that is conscious. That's the subconscious. I'm sorry, subconscious. It's very nebulous because it's everything. It's like hidden matters, but it's also like rest and retreat, and it's very spiritual and it's healing. And so there is a sense of you healing others as well. All right. But you got to really stay, on your platform here and not let anything knock you over. You got the Five of Wands and the heart of your spread. And there's a lot, there's some not seeing eye to eye. Yeah. And it could be something about children, about your children, about maybe even, your ninth house activated and you getting the Hierophant anyway. Maybe you are a teacher. Maybe you are, someone who educates in some capacity, and your students are being they're coming after you, right? Things like that. This is not worth your time. It's not worth your time. Okay. So whatever you're going through, remember I said, don't resist change. Trust your intuition. If you feel that the change has to be in your favor. It has to be what you want. Okay. Because there are going to be currents of change that are going to be pushing you. All right. But you, as long as you're being your authentic self, and I really want you to spend some time thinking about that. What is my authentic self? Because that's what Saturn and Neptune in Aries is asking of you too. Okay? Not worth your time. There could be something really competitive here. And like I said, this week when Mercury goes direct in your 6th house, yeah, there may be some conversations that are going to be had with colleagues, employees, bosses, things like that. Interns. Your intern, Katie, she's like, oh, I want to be CEO. And you're like, we got to talk. but diplomatically. Mars is in Libra. All right. 7 of Cups in your challenge area. So do you see what I see? There's a little bit of what is real? What's going on? Why is this happening? What do I want? You see a lot of fog here, right? Smoke and mirrors. It's in your challenge area. Remember, I did say Saturn is conjuncting Neptune. So it can bring up those lower frequencies and energies and expressions of illusion, delusion, confusion, escapism. Yeah. And I'm not saying you're doing it. I'm saying you have the 7 of Cups here crossing your 5 of Wands and the heart of your spread. And a lot of this not seeing eye to eye may be also someone else that you care about that is also like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I want this. You got to go within. Okay? Because remember, Saturn's trying to build, Neptune dissolves. Saturn's reality, Neptune's fantasy. Yeah? And so you got to make those two work. That's part of the test of this prison portal for the month. But like I said, you got this. You just get over that noise. You got to just really go within. Because look, and by the way, the 7 of Cups is a Scorpio card. And remember, Scorpio rules your 9th house of your belief system, how you see things. That may be tested, okay? Or you may just not know which direction you want to go because there's something in your way. But again, whatever is in your way, it's not worth your time. It's a speed bump. No? So this is all about rising above that. And you know that with that Queen of Wands in your crown, okay? She can attract whatever she wants. Very entrepreneurial energy, but she's charismatic. People listen to her just like the way they listen. You see the 2 monks at the feet of the Hierophant? Same thing. They're leaders. Yeah? They're leaders. That's what you want. You want to be in that place where you get what you deserve. Make it happen. You know you're doing it. But with a Magician in the root of your spread, which is amazing, yeah, that's a huge indicator. There's something new brewing here, something new coming to the surface. And that's going to happen anyway with, you've got Mars in Libra for, a few months, but you feel it really strongly with that air trine, which is going to wane a little bit this week. You felt it more last week, yeah, in your 8th house of death and rebirth and transformation. Okay? There's this new you that you're exploring new things. And again, the 8th house is like deep. So things do come to the surface and you will start seeing that this week. So whatever that is, that's deep down inside you, let it come out. Let it come out. You know you want it. You know you want it. You got the 8 of Swords. So if you get trapped in this frequency, in this energy, in this karmic cycle that you can't get out of, it might be really hard to get that. Yeah. So you got to have that self-belief. You got to know what you want, and you can't let anyone put you in a situation where it honestly feels like emotional manipulation here, or it can be even just, even with Neptune, your ruler, just so loud this week. It's retrograde, but for you, it still is your 2nd house of what self-worth, self-value. There's, again, a little bit of deception. That can be Neptune. Remember, you do have the Mars-Neptune opposition that you're going to feel over the weekend. It may spill over into this week. So remember, I said that full moon, it really carries that energy, that full moon in Aquarius. That's your 12th house. And the 12th house, the lower expression of that would be self-sabotage. Yeah? Not facing your fears. So you've got to find that self-belief. It is literally in the root of your spread. The Magician, this is all about magic. This is all about believing in that magic, connecting with the ether. You've got to believe. Yeah? That anything is possible by taking that action. Let's get to your stuff. Pisces, y'all, listen. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on for real. I want to know, because Uranus really, it did come for your 4th house. You have a lot of relationships, but you're going through a karmic journey and a big one. The North Node's in your sign, okay? And if there's anything to take away here is that there's going to have to be, listen, I'll just tell you right now, Chiron is going to be very active next week. That's great. It's really good for you when you have the sun trine Chiron. So do the work now. And that's healing, okay? Do the work now. It makes next week a lot easier because guess what is happening next week, Pisces? You will have a new moon right off the bat. As soon as we enter Virgo season, you're going to have that new moon at 0 degrees. Partnerships and relationships. So things are happening for you. You've got to believe in yourself. What else we got? Yeah. Pisces, you're going to make me cry. You're good here. You're really good. It's this. It's that noise. There's noise around you, and there's noise that it's almost like sticky situation. Like, how do I, well, go within. Trust your intuition. Take 10 minutes out of your day. You got Jupiter conjunct Venus in Cancer in your 5th house of creativity. Now, when we talk about creativity, A, create. B, creativity by default. Sometimes people automatically think singing, creative writing. No, it's like creative problem solving too. Go within. Take your time. There's no rush. Well, it kind of. Saturn will be moving back into your sign September 1st. But anyway, you're good. You know you're good. You got that Ace of Pentacles. You can manifest whatever you want. You got them. And deep down inside, you know that. Okay? But there's all this noise on top of it. You got to let this come out. It feels like there's another. Look, you got the 501, 7 of Cups in your challenge, and the 8 of Swords in your future. Yeah, there's someone involved here. Who is making you feel a certain way? What is the situation that you're in with someone else that's just like, right? If anything, just remember you're on a karmic journey. Make karmically sound decisions. You got the North Node in your sign. You have Saturn, the planet of karma, in your 2nd house of self-worth and self-value. You have got to believe. You've got to have that confidence because you got a lot of great things waiting for you. Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, but I'm not because it's the Ace of Cups. It's the heart of tarot. This is something that I told you. You got something coming for you, something wonderful, something big. This is rapturous energy. It's tears of joy. It's in your external factors area. So there's something that you're seeking. And when you connect with it, whoosh, amazing, amazing. And it's the Ace, the hand of spirit offering you this new opportunity, this new path, this new journey, this new experience. It has to do with, and think about the last time you got something that, so powerful, so profound, something that you really wanted, like a dream come true. It brought you to tears, like getting a dream job or launching a business or having a baby or getting married, meeting your soulmate. You're having another one of those moments. It's going to be hard to bring that in when you can't even see and you're in this, we do call this like the self-victim card. She put herself here. So you've got to free yourself. Uranus is helping you break free. You can even see her feet are free. She can walk out anytime she wants. You got this. There's something waiting for you with that Venus, Jupiter, Sirius conjunction. You have the King of Swords. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. From the beginning, that's confidence. That's leadership. That's making the best decisions. Not even wavering. Okay? This is someone's got authority. You got the King of Wands. You got 2 kings and the Hierophant, the Queen of Wands. You got the pair. That's leadership. That's power. You can make any of this happen. All right? King of Wands he's the fun king. Okay? And he's sitting in this throne, not from lineage or succession. He worked his way up. Okay? And when you work for something, when you get it, oh, how good does that feel? How good does that feel? This is a very transformative moment for you. All about transformation. You see the salamander, you see the Ouroboros in his throne. Yeah. He's an entrepreneur, just like the queen. They're entrepreneurs. Okay, you got this. And this is someone. This is the spirit of fire. When I talk about that fire in your belly, you want something really bad, manifesting it, making it happen, knowing you can. It's all here. It's all here. You just got to get through this within your physical world. All right, you're gonna be fine. Oh, you want me to? What time? How much time I got? I'll clarify. Which one you want? I'll do the five. You want? Okay, we'll do the 5 of Wands. Let's see. There you go. I told you that's not even worth their time. Look at what's on the other side. You got the King of Pentacles, the richest king. What did I talk about? That wealth star. And you know what? To be honest, when I say fame, when you got Jupiter conjunct Venus and Cancer in your 5th house that has an element of fame, remember that's Leo rule. It's that royal. It's very royal. It's your spotlight. You've got the stage. Yeah. But also the wealth star. And you got Venus, which is wealth. Jupiter, that expands. Look at his harvest. You can't even distinguish his harvest from his robe. That's how integrated he is in his wealth. That robe, he didn't get that at Walmart. It's custom made. He's rich. He holds that golden scepter. Only 1 to 2 people in all of tarot. Anything he touches turns to gold. Look at it. When I talk about confidence, look at his hand over the pentacle. That's ownership. That is ownership. It is all waiting for you, but you've got to get through the noise here. And there seems like there's some sort of announcement that's coming through as well. It's like, oh my gosh, did I just do that? Anyway, you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. You're moving into a place of wealth, but you've got to, if you're, again, stuck here, it's going to be hard to see these opportunities. Okay? Going to clarify that 8 of Swords. Pisces. You know I got you. You know I got you. Okay? Queen of Swords. Look at that. Look at that. Can I just show you one thing real quick? Look at the tassel on her hand, right? The Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords has a big backstory, too. Okay? Really big. But guess who she was? That's all I'm going to say. Okay? You're going to be fine. You're going to be good. Talk about, I mean, when you got the pair here, you got the pair here. Like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, you got the Hierophant, you got the King of Pentacles, 2 Taurus cards. Yeah, by the way. And Uranus is actually moving back into Taurus, by the way. End of the year. I've talked about that, but when you got these 2 aces, you got the Magician. I don't even know. What can I tell you? Like, you're going to be good, AF, but you need to believe it. You need to believe it. I even started off your reading by telling you, like, you've been going through things, but everything's going to get, like, really good for you this week. You need to believe it. No, don't get stuck in that energy. If anything happens to you, don't get take your power back. Take your power back. This is making executive decisions, being very true and honest to yourself. This is having true perception. This is not messing around anymore. This is saying, no. I'm never going to be in that place again. I'm not going to let anyone put me there. This is power 2. Singular thought, head above the clouds. You're going to be fine. Just wait until Mercury goes direct. Oh my goodness, you're going to really feel that. But can we talk about how rare your spread is? You got that pair. You got this pair. Yeah. Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. And the difference between the kings and the queens, the kings, their powers, their energies are more external, more public facing. And the queens are more intimate, more, you know what I mean? Like but even still, you got these 2 aces. You got these 2 Taurus cards. Leaders, the 2 Taurus leaders. And then you got that Magician, the only major, another one, but the Magician, beginning of a new story for you, new beginning that you can manifest as above, so below. And these are the only pip cards you got. So how significant will your week be? Very. Yeah. Big. Yeah. North node in your side. Big. But also This is just noise. This is just noise. Look at all this power you have, Pisces. You're amazing. And yeah, tier 3 members, we're going to go deep. I'm going to talk more about what Juno is going to do. Queen of Swords is basically Juno. I'm going to tell you what's going on. This is big because remember, the North Node is going to trine Juno, North Node in your sign. Trining Juno and Scorpio in the 9th house of like legal matters and the law and your belief system, all of that. Things are changing for you. And so tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. We'll obviously talk about a couple other things. And then next week, I told you, y'all, this is Pisces. You're gearing up for some of the biggest changes in your life with the new moon in Virgo. Everything that's happening next week with all the chironic, like so much chiron energy. Y'all are amazing, Pisces. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.